Our stockholders have approved the redomestication of Tesla from Delaware to Texas. Fifth and finally, our stockholders have approved the ratification of the 100% performance-based stock option award to Elon Musk that was approved by stockholders in 2018.
Obviously, we've got some new products that we're working on under the covers, and I think these are going to be pretty special. You know, some of them I think people maybe at first may think, oh, it's not going to be that amazing, but just wait. It will be. So you can say, you can add it to the fleet for a few hours, for a few days, for a few weeks. Whenever you want it back, you can say, come back, and the car will come right back. And I'm highly confident that it will far exceed the value, like the revenue made by the owner of the car will far exceed the actual monthly payment. And then Tesla will obviously take a rev share on that, but most of the money will go to the owner of the car. And this is actually going to work. This is what will happen. So I mean, mark my words. This is simply a matter of time. Now, admittedly, I'm a little optimistic sometimes. And if I recall correctly, they predicted somewhere over a $5 trillion valuation for Tesla just based on vehicle autonomy, not counting Optimus. I agree with that. So I think just based on vehicle autonomy, we can 10x, more than 10x the value of the company. I believe that's what will happen. Hey, no, it's just what do you know? It's 4:20 p.m. I just noticed that. It actually gets way crazier when you think about the Optimus robot, which is really a humanoid robot that is intended to, be able to do anything you want it to do. To be your companion. It can be at your house. It can sort of babysit your kids. It could teach them, be a teacher, do factory stuff. I think that the ultimate ratio of, you say, how many super useful humanoid helper droids do you want? Like, who doesn't want a C-3PO? But a C-3PO plus R2-D2 plus, plus. I think everyone in the world is going to want one. And then there'll be, obviously, robots in industry making stuff. And so, I mean, I think the ratio of humanoid robots to humans will probably be at least 2 to 1, something like that. 1 to 1 for sure, so, which means like somewhere on the order of 10 billion humanoid robots, maybe 20 or 30. And I think the build rate will be probably something ultimately like 1 billion a year, humanoid robots, like actually. And if Tesla just has a 10% share of that, and it might be a lot more than 10%, and there's, who make like 100 million Optimus units a year, I think we could make one for a cost of maybe, at really high scale, of about $10,000. It's smaller, it'll be less expensive than a car. And I think if you sell for $20,000 or something, this is at large scale volume, Tesla would basically make about $1 trillion of profit a year from that. If the price earnings multiple is, say, I don't know, 20 or 25, something like that, that would mean a $20 trillion market cap from Optimus alone, and probably 5 to 10 from autonomous vehicles. I think it's actually conceivable, it's within the realm of possibility for Tesla to achieve a valuation 10 times that of the most valuable company today.
Oh, is that all? Approximately a $30 trillion market cap. This has got to be the most epic Tesla annual shareholder meeting of all time. You've seen the supercut, some of the main highlights, some of Musk's statements. Now we're going to go through a recap, and I'll share some of my highlights and some detailed discussion on what was said, and possibly what was hinted at during the annual shareholders meeting. The big news today, Tesla shareholders have overwhelmingly approved Elon Musk's 2018 compensation plan. Wait, they already did that in 2018, and then a corrupt activist tried to rob them of their right, their will, and their decision. But guess what? It's been reinstated, ratified, however you want to phrase it. Great news. A huge victory for democracy, capitalism, and fairness. In addition, Tesla has now managed to escape its abusive relationship with Delaware, or as I'll henceforth be calling that shithole, Hellaware, and now will be reincorporated in Texas. Big deal. It's been absolutely incredible to see Tesla shareholders unite and vote overwhelmingly in support of these reasonable proposals. We had some opening remarks from Chair of Tesla's board, Robin Denholm, a fellow Australian, by the way, who said she was truly honoured to be part of this company and to be representing Tesla shareholders, and accurately stated that no other investor base understands a company like Tesla's shareholder base. But it's true. I mean, holy shit, dude. How many people are currently watching this video? How much content exists about Tesla just for retail investors? And obviously, it took a while for word to spread, but clearly Tesla shareholders realised how important this annual shareholder vote was. And for those who were able to vote, excellent, great, good job. For those who couldn't, I hope you have found a new brokerage that will allow you to exercise your right to vote in the future. Robin also shared a few highlights from 2023, Model Y becoming the world's best-selling vehicle, not electric vehicle, not bad. Cybertruck deliveries commenced and Tesla's energy storage deployments reached an all-time high. She then went on to emphasize that Tesla needs to see a major increase in utilization of its products regarding the mission. Hint, autonomy, hint, robo-taxis. She also pointed out that autonomy will make the vehicles much safer as well. And rest in peace to any of the crybabies, but she also came out swinging and said that the board is listening and is here to represent shareholder interests. No shit, Sherlock. Robin also pointing out that Tesla is unique in how active and large its retail investor base is. Both of these things, again, true. I mean, if you think about the economy in terms of just content creators that's popped up specifically relating to Tesla, it wasn't always this case. In fact, go back to sort of 2018, 2019, couple of podcasts, one or two YouTube channels here or there. That's about it. Now there are countless, maybe hundreds or thousands of people discussing this company full time, passionately, because they're so interested and involved and care so much about A, the company, and or B, the mission, and or C, the potential from an investment point of view. And the final hammer blow from Robin Denholm here, quote, "The right things are always worth fighting for." Indeed. And apologies for me repeating myself 4 trillion times in a row going, motherfuckers, please vote. A lot of people don't watch every single video I post here, and every time I posted a new video, someone's, oh shit, man, I didn't realise I could vote. Oh, great, I voted. This was a really big deal, so much so that I was willing to fight to the point of boring regular viewers. So, to summarise, a big victory for the will of the people. Communists 0, activists 0, Tesla investors 1, Elon Musk 1, and fairness 1. And now Elon's opening remarks. Hot damn, I love you guys. Clearly a happy man, probably somewhat relieved as well. And an epic opening statement here. Regarding Tesla, we're not just starting a new chapter, we're starting a new book. A comment that's probably going to go over a lot of heads, especially on Wall Street, but he means what he says. Where things are going is mind-blowing. Musk goes on to point out that autonomy is such a mind-blowing thing, and then obviously the people in the crowd, passionate Tesla investors, get it, but most of the world doesn't understand. And he made an excellent example. When he speaks to big institutional investors, especially in New York where practically no one drives, I mean, why would you? Almost none of them have actually used FSD V12. You know, the folks investing billions of dollars, the big brain analysts, everybody in New York in particular in this world doesn't even use the fucking product. So how on earth do they understand the rate of progress? And speaking of, great quote from Musk here, quote, "Believe the curve." He's talking about plotting the lines in terms of the progress, the curve of progress on autonomy. And he states that Tesla is headed to unsupervised autonomy at an exponential pace. Again, believe the curve. Don't believe your emotions or your gut feeling. Look at the data, understand the implications, project forward and realize. More clarification on Tesla's future robotaxi fleet. Tesla will own some of the vehicles and customers will own some. Musk also said that he's highly confident that revenue from autonomy is in you buy a Tesla vehicle, and when you're not using it and when you want to, you add it to the fleet temporarily and it goes and makes you money while you're asleep or at work or banging your girlfriend or whatever. The revenue coming back to a customer after Tesla's cut will exceed the monthly vehicle repayments. Now, consider this for a moment. If you can buy a Tesla vehicle or finance a Tesla vehicle, and that vehicle can cover its costs and then make you a profit on top, how many brain cells do you need to buy one or finance one? Approximately. The answer is at least one brain cell more than a Tesla short seller, which would be 1. I mean, even if you're really fucking stupid, it's like, hey, would you like to buy this asset or finance this asset that'll make you money above and beyond its actual cost to purchase and or finance from day one, meaning free money for you without you doing anything except signing on the dotted line? Exactly. This is extremely aligned with Tesla's mission, by the way. Musk quite confident here in his statements. Mark my word, This is simply a matter of time, and this will happen. He does go on to clarify he has an optimism bias, but it will happen eventually. Elon also goes on to say that he believes that ARK Invest's analysis on autonomy is the most accurate that he's aware of. He says that he agrees with ARK's $5+ trillion valuation for Tesla based only on autonomy, not including Optimus. And as we saw in the highlights in the intro, Optimus dwarfs autonomy, and autonomy dwarfs Tesla's current business, which, by the way, just for context, is roughly $500 billion as I record this. Elon, on the record, autonomy can more than 10x the company's valuation. Then Elon noticed it's 4:20 p.m. and has a laugh. I mean, what an absolute legend, bro. What a leader of any company on earth would do that? None, because they're all pussies and or don't have a sense of humor. Quote, it actually gets way crazier when you think about the Optimus humanoid robot. And he's right. As I've said before, if you saw my estimates, not the publicly available ones on Patreon, by the way, link in pinned comment, join Patreon at the investor level above and have a look. Those go out for the next decade. But if you saw the stuff I model privately in the subsequent decades beyond that, to the 2040s and 50s and beyond, you would laugh me off the internet. Musk confirms he believes, and it makes sense, that everyone on Earth will want an Optimus humanoid robot. Plus, there will be humanoid robots working in industry. In other words, there's got to be at least bare minimum a 1-to-1 ratio, but more likely a 2-to-1 ratio or more of humanoid robots to humans, meaning 10 to 20 or even 30 billion humanoid robots. Musk also believes, he said, quote, I think the build rate of humanoid robots on Earth will be around 1 billion a year. Actually. And he goes on to say that if Tesla has 10% of that, it's 100 million Optimus bots per year. I kind of feel like I did an almost identical example of this 1 or 2 videos ago. That's wild. I think at high scale, we could make one for a cost of $10,000. Definitely less expensive than a car, and sell it for $20,000. So you heard it before, but we're going to say it again. Tesla would basically make about $1 trillion per year of profit from that. This sounds so absurd. It's just almost impossible to digest. But funnily enough, I've also done the numbers and modeled this same opportunity out myself. And I have also arrived at a Tesla future profit per year of in excess of $1 trillion. So no shit, Sherlock. It sounds absurd, but eventually it seems inevitable. Musk then goes on to point out that a 20 times the multiple, give or take, would roughly mean a $20 trillion market cap from Optimus alone, and an additional $5 to $10 trillion in market cap from autonomous vehicles, which means it's possible for Tesla to achieve a valuation 10 times that of the world's largest companies today, which is approximately $3 trillion, aka a $30 trillion valuation. Tesla currently today, $500 billion. Are you good at math? I'm not, but that's pretty easy. That's a 60 times increase in value, approximately. 60 times. So that's why I keep buying Tesla stock with every spare cent and won't shut the fuck up about the fact that I'm still doing that now. As I said in the past, Optimus, in my opinion, will make the rest of Tesla's business literally look like a rounding error. Can you just imagine? Think for a moment. Do the math. While you're watching this, pause the video. How much are your Tesla shares worth? Times that by 60. Oh, wait. I forgot. There might be 1 or 2 butthurt babies who sold all their Tesla shares. What's 60 times 0 again? Oh, that's right. 60 times 0 equals extremely embarrassing, you fucking loser. No, I didn't say that. You just imagined it. I would never be so obnoxious. So, when I say we're starting a new book, it's going to be the best book. He ain't wrong. He goes on to say it's going to be next level. Next level. Musk also, great example here. You want to know if the Cybertruck is a great product? Show it to a kid. What a mic drop moment. Regarding the Tesla Semi. For commercial vehicles, companies make buying decisions by just looking at the numbers. The economics are much better than a diesel truck. It's a no-brainer. He's right. I've given this exact same example. See, the difference between a consumer buying a vehicle and a commercial customer is as follows. A commercial customer, as Musk points out, gives a shit about the numbers. That's it. If your job at a company is to make this number go down or this number go up, you don't give a shit about anything else relating to a purchase. It's all down to the economics, the numbers. As opposed to a consumer buying a vehicle who might be 5'3" and have a micro penis and realize, well, you know what? 1, I better get jacked, and 2, I need to drive a Porsche. Otherwise, people aren't going to know that I have a small dick and I forget, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think what I was trying to say is often people who buy vehicles as consumers do so for emotional reasons, status signaling, compensation, whether it's look, I care about the environment, or look, I'm wealthy and successful, or look, I don't give a shit about looking wealthy because I'm a billionaire driving a cheap car. Like whatever it is, oftentimes people buy a vehicle to signal something other than I made a logical decision. But commercial vehicles, totally different story. In other words, Tesla Semi is such a money saver, you have to have brain damage not to buy one if you're a commercial customer. We also saw a peak that I'll put on screen now with 3 new products undercover. Now, I speculate there is absolutely a van. I mean, there's a van, probably 8, 10 or 12-seater, maybe even more, but we'll say 8, 10 or 12-seater, plus at least 1 2-seater, maybe it could be 4, but I'm guessing a 2-seater. It's possible that Tesla are trolling us a little bit because they use the exact same image for 2 of the vehicles undercover, but one of them may actually be a 5-seater variant of their robotaxi with a different internal configuration. But in either case, the 2 smaller vehicles are obviously the next-gen vehicle platform. 1, a dedicated robotaxi, and 2, probably the consumer version of that vehicle or variation, or alternatively, they're actually placeholders for that entire platform, and there may be multiple variations, a couple of different robotaxi designs and or consumer vehicles around that $25,000 price point. The point is here, we've got some big surprises undercover, and I would really like to know what's underneath, which we'll find out on the 8th of August. The 4680 cell, on track to become the world's most efficient battery cell, e.g. cost effective, which is good. And regarding Megapack 3, which is in the works, not available yet, there'll be no need for a substation. You can literally just plug the wires in, the high voltage wires, and it will work, which is going to be huge. Not for you and I, we don't give a shit, but utilities, energy companies, holy shit, bro. The idea of a plug and play Megapack, fuck, dude. Demand for these things is, it's basically going to be infinite for the next couple of decades. Musk also emphasized the fact that a huge percent of the engineering that Tesla does is software engineering. He goes on to point out that Tesla does software for things including the car, Megapacks, the automotive software, solar, AI, FSD, insurance, the collision detection and avoidance. Plus, there's a Tesla internal OS, better than anything the industry provides. Now, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's possible I hallucinated this, but I don't think I did. But the numbers are so mind-blowing here. Musk was talking about hardware 4, which has 4 times better camera resolution than hardware 3 in their vehicles. And performance 3 to 8 times better than hardware 3, which is basically what we're seeing now in the vehicles. He goes on to say that everything we've seen so far is on hardware 3. So hardware 4, let's just call it 5 times better than hardware 3. He then goes on to say that hardware 5, which comes out in about 18 months or so, is going to be 10 times more capable than hardware 4, which itself is 5 times more capable than hardware 3. Now, again, I'm not very good at math, but that's a 50 times increase between 5 versus 3. 50 times! Holy shit, dude. Pretty crazy for just a car company, right? Musk again points out that at some point, the Tesla fleet will be in excess of 100 million vehicles on roads. By the way, he's right. How do I know? Well, because I also model Tesla's fleet over time, and I too reach more than 100 million vehicles in the fleet in the future. And this is the way to think about Tesla as a company. Fleet size, bot fleet size and vehicle fleet size, times software and or revenue per month. Now, if each vehicle has 1 kilowatt of efficient inference compute, not compete, excuse the typos, there's an AWS type opportunity. With 100 gigawatts of compute distributed all over the world, when a car is not in autonomous mode, which they assume is about 50 to 60 hours a week as a robotaxi, that leaves around 100 hours per week for distributed compute. Again, imagine this. You own a Tesla vehicle. It can go and pick people up, drop them off, and print you money while you're asleep or doing whatever else as a robotaxi. And when it's not operating as a robotaxi, it could be doing AI inference compute and also bringing in money while you're asleep or doing whatever the fuck else you want. Robotaxis will print money for, let's just call it roughly 1/3 of a week. But Tesla's like, well, fuck that. It's not good enough. What can we do with the rest of the time? Oh, wait. Inference compute. This is going to be a potentially enormous business opportunity for Tesla, bringing in many billions of dollars a year of profits, extremely high margin profits. And I'm sure that all the analysts on Wall Street are going to ignore this one too. Musk also emphasized some facts that it's not possible to solve the self-driving problem without having millions of vehicles on the road. Now, when he says millions of vehicles on roads, he doesn't just mean millions of vehicles. He means millions of vehicles covered in sensors, collecting data with the entire data flywheel, the data engine. Having vehicles on roads doesn't count for shit if they're not collecting data. And having vehicles on roads collecting data doesn't count for shit if they're not auto-labeling and you don't have an almost entirely automated data flywheel. So I think what he's trying to say is Tesla has an unassailable data lead. I think that's what he's trying to say. Also, he pointed out that there's been a massive amount of progress on Optimus in a short amount of time. And more clarification on the recent bombshell, Optimus is now actually doing useful tasks in the Fremont factory. Literally now, there are 2 Optimus humanoid robots working at Fremont, taking battery cells, 4680 cells, off the production line and placing them in a shipping container / crate / I don't know what the fuck they ship them in. Musk predicts that there'll be one more hardware revision for the Optimus humanoid robot before it moves into limited production in factories next year. Musk also predicted, keeping in mind, he and I both have a pretty extreme optimism bias. Musk predicted there'll be 1,000, maybe a few thousand Optimus bots working at Tesla next year. UAW has left the chat. And things will scale up very rapidly from there. And for the record, I personally predict Optimus humanoid robots, the first few thousand being produced around the same time. And I'm not just making this up. You can fact check me if you've got access to my Tesla valuation model right now. Go have a look at the base case. Go have a look at the bear case and tell me what year are the first humanoid robots and how many of them in year one. Go on. There you are. Now, I'm not trying to be an arrogant prick here. Actually, I am. It pisses people off. Yet they still watch. But I am trying to point out that I am also estimating that Tesla will be producing the first few thousand Optimus humanoid robots and actually using them in the next 12 to 24 months. You want to see exactly when, each scenario, join Patreon at the investor level and above with the link at the pinned comment. Have a look at my valuation model, or better yet, make your own. To make Optimus work, Tesla has had to design every part from scratch. We're talking motors, gearbox, electronics, communication systems. There's no supply chain for the types of motors, sensors, gearboxes, etc. needed for a humanoid robot. So how would another company catch up if they're not simultaneously building out supply chain? Good question. Oh wait, they can't. The current Optimus hand has 11 degrees of freedom. The next will have 22 and will be able to play piano. So I guess we're probably 1 or 2 generations away from superhuman hand jobs. Sorry to disappoint Tesla Q. Good things come to those who wait. Musk also adds that you will need to be the best in real-world AI in order to make a compelling robot. Again, he's right. Tesla has effectively transplanted the brain of their vehicles into Optimus, and the only way that the vehicles had a brain was because there were millions of them on the road for years collecting data and training and getting better at interacting with, observing, perceiving, planning and acting in the real world. And you also need to be really good at high volume scale manufacturing. And let me give you guys an example, right? You know how Tesla, just a car company, is really good at high volume manufacturing of electric vehicles and they make more profit per vehicle in percentage and absolute terms than any other company making electric vehicles on Earth by miles. Remember that whole thing? Yep. Remember that? Great. And you know how most companies today outside of China and in China, the margins are paper thin, some losing a lot of money, but even those that are making money in China, not much. Everyone outside of China making electric vehicles but Tesla is actually losing tens of thousands of dollars per electric vehicle sold. Now imagine what happens with humanoid robots when Tesla applies their big fucking brains to mass producing high volume, affordable humanoid robots, and other companies attempt to do the same shit that today's automotive companies have been trying to do, and Tesla just absolutely embarrasses them by having a huge unassailable cost advantage because of their big brain manufacturing expertise. In my opinion, Tesla is going to take a massive share of this humanoid robot opportunity. Musk also said something pretty stunning. Even the most optimistic estimates for Optimus underestimate what Optimus will be able to do. Musk again emphasizes that he believes autonomy is a $5 to $7 trillion market cap situation. Optimus, a $25 trillion market cap situation. So again, combine those, you're looking at about $30 trillion. Again, Tesla today, $500 billion. Do the math. 60 times increase. Now, it's not guaranteed, but the question is, what if it actually happens? And the answer is, if it actually happens, I'll be very fucking glad I bought Tesla stock with every spare cent and literally made 4,000 videos in a row telling people what I was doing ahead of time so I could point back in the future decades from now and go, I'm so lucky, I'm so lucky. The final comment from Musk before the Q&A. Obviously, there's an immense amount of work to get there and it will be super difficult, but we are moving very fast down that road and we're gonna make it happen. Now, normally I have a lot to say, but fuck, dude, this recap speaks for itself. Were you listening? Holy shit. And just finally, awesome work from all Tesla retail shareholders who participated in the shareholder vote. We sent the double bird to Kathleen McSeebom, who I would highly encourage to go fuck herself. And the future for Tesla looks very bright. Love ya. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. Plus, has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. There's plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend, seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.